The Digital Photography Cafe show is brought to you by Focus Pyramid, the autofocus lens calibration tool for your camera, and by Mosaic, your Lightroom photos automatically on every device and backed up, and by ShootProof, the easy way to proof and sell your photos online.
Welcome to the Digital Photography Cafe show. Join hosts Trevor Curran and Joseph Christina as they chat about the art and business of photography.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. This is episode 100. I'm Joseph Christina here with my co-host Trevor Curran. On last week's episode, we talked about building business in a new city, fun, easy, and inexpensive way to try out large format photography. iPhoneography finds its way onto the New York Times cover, and we asked the question, can giving away your photos increase sales? All that and more. If you haven't watched last week's show, I encourage you to do so. You can find it at our website, digitalphotographycafe.com, in iTunes, listen with the popular Stitcher, TuneIn, and Xbox music apps, or watch in HD on TiVo.
So, Joe, we are back. Our 100th episode.
Yes.
Happy birthday. Anniversary, whatever it is, right?
Anniversary, yeah. It's the centennial episode.
Yes,
Unbelievable.
Centennial episode. That's right.
I can't believe it.
Can't believe we made it this far, though. You know, I mean, when we first started it almost 2 years ago now, it's kind of like, let's try it out, see how it goes, see if we get any traction. And well, but it worked. Yeah, we got pretty good traction.
Like tens of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of listeners, viewers later. It's just amazing. Just love you guys out there. Thank you so much for supporting us and constantly giving back with all of your questions, comments, and everything that you guys do. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this episode is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be, let's say, so weighty, meat and potatoes, so to speak, like we always call it. We're kind of going to get into a little bit about, the DPC, Digital Photography Cafe, the beginnings, where we are now, where we're going, get into some listener questions, giveaways. Don't forget, but towards the end, I think we're going to be doing some great giveaways, lots of giveaways. And also we're going to be listening to you guys. We're going to listen to some voicemail that you guys kind of called in. So really exciting. A lot of cool stuff.
Good stuff. Yes.
So I guess before we go any further, let's go ahead and listen to our first call-in. And this is from who? Rosh Sillers from Detroit, Michigan.
Hi, Trevor and Joe. This is Rosh Sillers. Hey, guys, congratulations. 100 podcasts. That is quite a milestone. And I want to thank both of you for all of your hard work and the great information that you guys have been sharing for the last couple of years. And not only that, I want to personally thank you for allowing me to be a part of your show a couple times. I am most grateful for that. You guys have such a wonderful community. Well, again, congratulations, and I'm looking forward to listening to the next 100 podcasts. Have a great day.
That's very nice. Awesome.
Yeah, Raj is awesome. He's a great guy. Raj. Yeah, we definitely like Raj. He's been on the show a couple times, and he just has so much great information to share. He's got a fantastic website over at roshsillers.com. He's got the Green Sprout project that he's working on, which is great. They share a lot of great business and marketing information. Check back through the past shows and look for the most recent one with Rosh Sillers there. That's a great listen. I would definitely check that out.
Yeah, he's got his own book out. I think it was on the T4I. He did like a combined book, like a co-author on another book prior to that with Lindsay Adler.
Yeah.
He's, let's say.
Rosh really knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff, absolutely. We really appreciate Rosh. Appreciate you for calling. That's awesome. Awesome. So anyways, let's go ahead and before we go any further, let's listen to one more voicemail that came in. This is from a really nice guy out of Carmel, I think it's Indiana, and his name is Otis Harville.
Hey guys, Otis Harville here. Just wanted to say congratulations on your 100th episode and give you a little insight on how I found you guys. Focus Pyramid, doing some Googling and lens calibration, ran across Focus Pyramid, ran across your show, and all this is about the same time you guys went to video. And I think the reason why I didn't hear about you guys before is because what podcasts I do watch on Apple TV were mainly video. And so I guess the focus pyramid and the video rollout of your show was the key for me, because I've been hooked on your show and look forward to your show every Monday on Apple TV. So just want to say congratulations to your 100th show. And my website is Shutterbug Chesat. That's Chesat, SESHAT.info. And that's pretty much it. But congratulations. I love the show. Only watch about 3 or 4 podcasts, but you guys are this is my main one. So congratulations and take care. Bye.
Nice. Otis is funny, right?
That's awesome.
See that? That is great. We're the main one.
We are the main one.
That's
cool.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, thanks.
Yeah, Otis
a lot,
has some really nice images on his site too.
Yeah, I have to go. You guys, we took a look at them the other day, and yeah, he's got a lot of good work. And I like the way the site is set up too. I like the very large pictures, and it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's really good. Very cool. We appreciate it, Otis. Thanks for calling in. Glad you're watching us on Apple TV. I mean, that's really what one of our main goals were for the new year here in 2013, is to get the video out in HD, get it in as many places as we could to, so people can find us and watch us and enjoy the content and hopefully learn something.
Yeah, and I know so the question is, what we kind of wanted to say is, where do we start? Where are we now? Where we're kind of going? Yeah. Just in case anyone doesn't know, or you haven't listened to past episodes, we started. It's going to be like 2 years now, and my background is commercial photography. I went to school at the Art Institute for commercial art and advertising design, and for photography, I did a lot of layout work, magazine covers, this type of thing. That's kind of my niche. That's what I've done since I was a kid, and I'm no longer a kid.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, we've got a similar background. I went to art school as well, and I majored in graphic design, commercial art, and minored in photography. And photography is always something that I've kind of done as part of my career in design. Moving up through the ranks as art director and stuff for many, many years, I had the need for photography for the design work that I was working on. And rather than hiring outside photographers for a lot of the work, we tried to bring a lot of it in-house and shoot it ourselves. And so that's really been my background. And that's really kind of more like the product photography side. That's really what my focus has been on.
Yeah, so you're kind of like an illustrator at heart.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, I do a lot of illustration. I mean, I had formal training as an illustrator, doing paint illustration, oils on illustration board, using the arm brace and everything, and doing all this tight detail work. And I did enjoy that, but I kind of prefer the computer illustrations nowadays. It's much cleaner.
Yeah. Definitely cleaner, and you have a lot more tools to play with. And when I was doing magazine stuff back in the day, I would do the paste up and layout of the magazine covers as well as the photography at times. And we would do paste up and layout. I remember running downstairs to the type office where you'd have this huge Veritype machine, and they would print out the letters in the specific font that you wanted them, and you would be cutting them and pasting them and where they needed to be onto where you would end up eventually shooting the plate. So, I
don't miss those days. I did a lot of that stuff myself, and cutting, the Rubylith for the different masks and stuff like that. Right. That was a job. I mean, but those were great skills to learn. And I do truly believe learning those basic hand skills and learning those techniques helped me as a designer, and it helped make me a better designer, because I really knew where all of this stuff started from, and I knew more about the production process. So when it came time to convert over to digital and create artwork, I had a much better understanding of the final process of printing, and applied that to my design work. So it's all good. I mean, it's all absolutely. The experience is definitely worth it. Yeah,
you definitely understand what a mask is, what Rubylith is, how everything works together, creating plates, going in the dark room and creating, it definitely, I mean, I used to do photo retouching, but with dyes, in the dark room, painting on the negative. So yeah, it's definitely come like full circle. I mean, I fall back into doing medium format, large format type of black and white photography for my art. Now, when I show over on Las Olas or whatnot, or at a gallery or whatnot, I do a lot of fine art photography, and that's just my fun stuff. I do it. I mean, I make money at it, but it's not for the money. It's really about, socializing with the upper echelons, producing just work that I love to do. That's not commissioned.
That that's right.
Non-commissioned work that is just something for me. It's full circle. So now I'm still every once in a while smelling chemicals, and I just love it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. So anyway, as of right now, the show's kind of, we're moving forward. Everything has just been doing really well. We've definitely made some changes. Right on show 52, we went from just audio when we started out with the podcast only. Now we do podcast and video. We're not going to be, I think we've had a question in the past, are we doing only video, only audio? We're going to be doing both continuously because some people are finding us, through TiVo, or they're finding us, on their Apple TVs, or some other people are finding us in their car through Stitcher Radio or through whatever.
Right.
So we're going to be putting out both shows. We're actually going to be putting out 3, and that's what we've been doing as of late. We do the audio, we do the standard video, which you would see, and then we're going to be doing also, which is out there now, is the high def version, which those files are just huge, and they're painful.
Yeah, those look really, really good, and those files are the ones that we're dumping up onto YouTube, and that you can get download and stuff like that. They're big, so we want to make it something that's everybody can get a hold of. With slower internet connections. We don't want you having to download a gig file. So we try and keep the video shows to around 250 minutes.
Yeah, 250 would be a standard. On the quote unquote non-standard or the dash LGs that I'm creating, they are getting close to about 700 megs. So which is not like I could be making 1.5 gig. But I'm trying to make them, squeezing them with all of the knowledge that I've gleaned over the past 2 years, to make them as small as possible, still conform, still in the proper containers, so that they can be viewed cross-platform everywhere and anywhere. But anyway, so that's kind of what we're doing. And now moving forward, right, Trev? There's like so much that we have, kind of down the pipe. That we're thinking.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, we've got a lot of, we're constantly out there. We're constantly, checking out the latest business things, learning about the latest photography techniques, the latest photography equipment. And, we're also talking about getting involved more in doing some types of workshops, some location stuff, and even some virtual training where, you guys can come to us. And in fact, it's kind of funny, Joe. I've got a workshop this weekend that I'm doing,
right?
And it was one of these things. We talked about it a few shows back. I was at one of the chamber meetings, and I just happened to meet somebody who's involved with the local college and some of their alumni organizations and fundraisers and things like that. And they were putting together this event for just women. They're calling it the Ladies Retreat.
Right.
And they're basically doing a fundraiser for women's scholarships, which is really cool. So we got to talking and everything, and I told her about my background, and she's like, oh, wow, we're thinking about adding a photography workshop to our day-long, event that's going on. Would you be interested in doing it? I'm like, all right, well, never really thought about that type of an opportunity coming from a chamber meeting, but I was like, well, yeah, let's, let me get more information about it and everything. And it just sounds like a really good event. It sounds like something that I definitely wanted to be involved with. So, I'm making a day of it. I'm going to go there. I'm going to have a vendor table.
Right.
I'm going to be talking about my main company and promoting, the responsive website design that we're focusing on now. And, then I'm going to duck out for a little bit. My wife's going to come in, cover the table for a bit, and I'm going to go do my hour-long photography workshop. So it should be good. It should be a good day.
Yeah, that's awesome. I did, something, I think it was at the end of last year also, we were planning for doing I was asked to speak at a university. And that's just one of those things. Once again, I was shooting a fashion show, and the dean of the school came up and said, hey, we love your work. We love this, and it was, I think it was Bajli Mishka. I think it is. I don't know. Anyways, it was one of the fashion shows from last year over at Donald Trump's place at Mar-a-Lago, and yeah, they came up. Would you like to speak for the design students, both fashion as well as the design, photography, this type of thing? And I'm like, absolutely. That's time to start putting together PowerPoints. So
That's right.
yeah, it's just the possibilities that come up from just mingling and being out there and getting away from the damn computer.
Yeah.
There's so many,
You never know what type of opportunities you're going to get.
Right.
It's amazing. I mean, going to meetings, getting out, meeting with clients, and you're talking, and I know somebody who is just starting a business, and so on. It's funny how this works out, and actually, it's I guess kind of coincidental that there's this woman who just started a local camera club for seniors. She's retired. She's got a whole bunch of friends who are really passionate about photography, but they want to learn. They don't have the skills, and they're looking to learn. So they started this camera club, and they're looking for speakers and stuff. And when she saw my name listed for the workshop this weekend, she Googled me.
right.
And if you Google Trevor Current, I mean, I'm all over the place now, and same when you Google Joseph Christina, right?
Right.
And that's the advantage of doing what we're doing with the show and our websites and everything else that we do with social media. You show up in the search engine.
Yeah.
So she found me through the DPC site and sent me an email and said, are you the same person that's doing this workshop? And we'd love to have you come speak. And it's great. So now I've got another opportunity. So it really is good.
Yeah.
You really have to be out there.
Yeah, you do. You absolutely have to be out there. So, but anyway, so that's kind of what we have, planned. We're really looking at possibly doing workshops as well as virtual workshops. That's something that we kind of like are kind of threatening. Also we're thinking about doing some, other shows instead of always, WPPI or doing PPE Photo Plus Expo. We were thinking about going over to Photokina possibly. And then also some other different trade shows that are very oriented towards what we're doing now, which is broadcast basically, because now, now that we're, can be seen on TV, also on radio, also of course on your computers, iPod, basically everywhere. For me on the technical side of it, because, I'm doing the back end stuff, I want to make sure that what I'm doing is the absolute best that it could possibly be, so that you guys are getting the best experience. And then on Trevor's side of it, he does more of, let's say, the business and that type of end. He needs to be, on par with what is going on in social media and what other opportunities we have. So we're definitely looking into doing some other shows. So that's another thing that we have kind of coming down the pike, right?
Yeah. And as far as the workshops go too, guys, if you're interested in something like that, if you're willing to travel somewhere to do a workshop, definitely let us know. Let us know maybe what the subject matter you would like covered. And also as far as virtual training goes, we know that there's a lot of different services out there that provides virtual training, but it's all from different perspectives, right? I mean, you have Scott Kelby. He's a fantastic trainer out there. He's disseminating his information from his perspective. Right. Joe and I have different viewpoints on things. We look at things differently. We have different background skills that we can, get this information out to you guys. So definitely if you're interested in something like that, shoot us a message through the website. Let us know, maybe the topics that you'd like covered. And kind of just, let's do this together. Let's kind of do it as a community thing. And we'd love to help you guys
I think
out.
it'd be really cool. And I think the difference between what we have slated compared to what you see in other workshops is, you'd have two guys that have basically spent, a very long time together and kind of know each other inside and out, have similar backgrounds, but look at things completely different, so we can fight like cats and dogs. Because I hate him and he hates me.
You should hear us off air.
But the difference is what's nice is we'll be able to train, but a little bit different. Instead of just training in art and how to use it, but we can also train in business. So it would be kind of like, once again, like the show, the art and business of photography, but for real. He will be, commanding the majority of like the business side. And then of course I can speak on it from, doing this for 20 plus years. And then I would be doing more of the art side, which I do continuously. And he can obviously speak on because he's been doing it forever also. So I think it's a good meld between, two artistic minds coming together to be able to produce some type of content that would teach both the art and business. So I think it'd be a very interesting workshop. So I think the idea is finding a middle ground where the majority of the hotspots are the people that would like to come and see us and hear us and, kind of meld with us. Right. And then kind of centralize that and come up with a specific city in and around that so that the least number of people have to travel. Or the least amount of miles, I should say.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about doing workshops in person. I mean, virtual training is great, and we think that's a fantastic avenue, but there's really something to be said about meeting face to face and being able to ask questions on the fly and kind of even rework what you're talking about on the fly. Just because, maybe the direction needs to change because maybe a lot of people have experience in one area and kind of get it, and they want to move into another area. Well, virtual training, sometimes you get like the whole thing and it's like, all right, well, maybe I kind of knew that. Let's do something else.
Exactly.
You really can't change it virtually.
It's the equivalent of
the physical one is great.
It's equivalent of speaking to a crowd of people on the topic that we do. And, you have your PowerPoint, I'll put together, a whole big list of slides of what you want to do. And then all of a sudden, middle ground, someone asks this really profound question. You're like, oh my God, I really need to answer this. And it's nowhere in my PowerPoint to be seen. And all of a sudden you just completely, go off the tracks and you go down that question. And that's why it is that, kind of this, melding of minds to create a really, really good seminar or a really good talk of any kind. That interaction is what really makes it. When you talk at people, to people continuously, it's different than having that conversation. And I think that's more of what we're looking
and you get enough people in a room and it becomes like a mastermind group.
Yes.
You can really get in there and start talking to each other and let everybody share their ideas and their comments and contribute to the conversation. And we can all walk away with so much more out of it. Absolutely. So this is really exciting for me. It's definitely something that I'm interested in doing. I know you're really excited about it as well. So, definitely listeners, viewers, shoot us your messages, shoot us your emails, let us know on Twitter, leave us a message on Facebook, wherever, just get it into us and let us know if you're interested in something like that.
Yeah.
And where would be a good location for you.
Absolutely.
Obviously it can't be in the middle of some little town somewhere. It's got to be more of a bigger city. That way.
Yeah. And normally we would do it right out the outskirts of a major hub, like an airport someplace. That's usually the best place to do it. So anyways,
absolutely.
Like we always say, teaching is learning, learning is teaching, and
absolutely.
it's a two-way street. So, but anyways, before we go any further with the show, let's go ahead and hear from a few of our sponsors.
Are you frustrated with slightly out of focus images when you know your autofocus spot was dead on? It's simply not your fault. From manufacturer to manufacturer, and even lens copy to lens copy, there are slight variances to the exact spot where light is being focused onto the sensor. Finally, there's a product that allows you to compensate for those variances and make sharper images immediately. Focus Pyramid, the autofocus lens calibration tool, is an absolute must for every photographer. If you want to make the sharpest images possible, then you need to take control over your camera's focusing system. With the Focus Pyramid, you can calibrate all of your lenses on your lunch break. The Focus Pyramid makes lens calibration quick and easy at an affordable price. So give your lenses a new lease on life and take your photography to the next level. Head over to focuspyramid.com/DPC and get an additional 10% off just for being a show listener. From phones, tablets, laptops, and PCs, these days photographers use multiple internet-connected devices.
Have you ever wished you could view your Lightroom images, folders, collections, and metadata from any of these devices? Now you can.
Mosaic Storage Systems has created Mosaic View, an application that gives you access to your images without exporting or using a publishing service.
Mosaic also offers Mosaic Archive, which directly integrates with Lightroom as a powerful cloud backup solution.
Mosaic gives photographers access to all of their images from anywhere on virtually any device.
Try Mosaic View today for free and access 2,000 of your most recent images.
As a Digital Photography Cafe viewer, Mosaic is offering a 20% discount off any of their premium plans.
Go to mosaicarchive.com and use coupon code DPCafe at checkout.
Mosaic. Lightroom, anywhere, any device, secure, backed up. As photographers, we're always trying to increase sales and profits after every event.
We shoot an event and have hundreds or even thousands of images that just sit on our hard drives.
Perhaps a better workflow would increase sales by getting those valuable images in front of the client.
That's where ShootProof comes in. At shootproof.com, you can have an online gallery for all of your clients' proofing needs.
ShootProof helps increase profits while building your brand and securing your photos without charging commission fees on sales.
ShootProof galleries display your photos beautifully while helping to streamline your workflow and automate more of your business through their intuitive studio control panel.
Once approved, photos can be directly fulfilled through ShootProof's various professional lab partners or fulfilled by you.
All ShootProof plans have the same feature set. You simply choose the number of client photos stored, decide what products to sell, and the price.
Try ShootProof today by taking advantage of their free 30-day trial offer.
As a Digital Photography Cafe viewer, ShootProof is offering a 20% discount off any of their premium plans by using promo code DPC20 at checkout.
ShootProof. Upload, share, sell, print. All right, so Joe, we're back, and you know what? Let's play a couple more voicemails that we got from our listeners and viewers. And this next one comes from Jamie Martirano. Hopefully, I got that right. From Elmsford, New York, and his website is travelography.com.
Hey guys, it's Jamie Martirano from New York calling. Just wanted to say congratulations on the 100th show. Really appreciate your efforts. Keep up the great work. Our website is travelography.com. Thank you.
Very nice. We appreciate that, Jamie. We went over to your website. Love it. You have some absolute beautiful work over there. I like the way the site is set up. It's really nice. And we can tell that you've definitely been doing this for a couple of years.
Yeah, for a little while. He's definitely got a lot of diversity in his images online. He's got pinups and HDRs, and real estate, landscapes. I mean, it's really some great stuff.
Yeah, really, really nice work. And you know, one of the ones I really liked was one that kind of looked almost like it was smeared with an oil brush, like everything was kind of like smeared in and stuff. Just really cool. He's got some really great ideas. He's got a great eye. I like the work. I like the colors that he uses. Yeah, so you know, if you guys haven't, you know, if you get an opportunity, go and check him out. We'll go ahead and put a link, of course, in the show notes, so you can come and kind of take a look at some of his work.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we got another call from Laura Flanagan, and she's from Scottsdale, Arizona, and her website is littlecatphoto.com.
Hello, my name is Laura Flanagan, and I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona, and I love your show. I specialize in feline photography, and my website is www.littlecatphoto.com, and my Facebook page is www.facebook.com/littlecatphoto. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Laura. Feline.
Yes, thank you.
Feline photography. So we went over to the site, we took a look at it, and, you know, of course, there is a lot of cats. But there's not only a lot of cats, there's also dogs, and there's horses. And it seems to me, by after looking it over a little bit, she does a lot of images on rescue animals. So it'd be like rescue cats, rescue dogs, rescue horses, and so on and so forth. Very, very commendable. I think that's wonderful. She's probably, I'm going to guess, working with, you know, one or two probably organizations local to her. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of really cute pictures. I mean, who doesn't love pet photos, right?
Absolutely. Here's a suggestion. With all of these wonderful photos that you're going to be getting over the next year or two, probably from the different shelters, make a calendar. Maybe give a portion of the proceeds that you make on the calendar back to the rescue as a way of giving back. It would be a great way to get your name out there. Number one, you have some absolute beautiful pictures for people to purchase. Who doesn't want a cat calendar, right? And or a horse or a dog calendar. And it would be definitely a great way to be able to give back. And they'll look at you in a different light also. And who knows, maybe you'll get on the radar of a few other shelters out there that want you to do something similar to help them raise money. Never know.
Absolutely. We always talk about, donating your time and your efforts to worthy charities. And if this is something that you're really passionate about, that's definitely a great idea. It's a great way to get your name out there for sure.
Absolutely.
And let's do another call from Dave Katukian.
Katukian.
I think that's the way he said
it. I believe so. And that's what,
Vermont? And he's from East Dorset, Vermont.
That's right. Vermont, and, New England you can check out, right?
Yes, VermontNewEnglandPhotos.com. That's
nice.
Hi, Joe and Trevor. I'm Dave Kachukian, Kutchukian, calling to wish you both congratulations on your 100th Digital Cafe podcast, and many more. I get a lot out of the past and look forward to more. My website is VermontNewEnglandPhotos.com. I invite you to take a look. Any feedback you wish to offer is welcome. I'm located here in East Dorset, Vermont.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Dave. Excellent work also, Vermont New England Photos. He definitely specializes in, images of the landscape. I mean, he's got some absolute beautiful work. Really, really nice stuff. You definitely go and take a look. I like the way it's set up. Very, very, I guess I would say WordPress-ish. I guess.
Right. Yeah, and he has a whole section too where he has photos for sale. So this really is something to take note of to add to your website if you're interested in selling your images, either digital files or prints. This is a good way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to get into that a little bit deeper later on. But yeah, selling. Okay, so. Here's a perfect example. I looked at the number of photos that I had for the last year because we archive on a yearly basis, and it was over 200,000 images. And so, just a couple. So, thinking about that, so archiving is a nightmare, but we won't get into that. But as far as sales goes, the one thing that I have not done, which it's something that is, it's definitely on the bucket list, it's selling some of the work. Because every piece of work that I do, I'm always getting, everything is contracted. There's contracts on everything. There's always waivers. Everything's signed off on. So I can basically sell anything, but I just don't because there's just usually not enough time because there's just more to shoot. So that's something that I would like to do in the future. And being, taking a lot of photos on a regular basis. There's certain photos that you think that are just, let's say, stellar. You need to put them out there because if they're just sitting on a hard drive, like, for example, for me, a lot of his commercial is different, but I do a lot of, personal stuff too. It needs to be out there. People need to see it because if no one sees it, it just might as well never have been taken. So, yeah.
Sure. That's right.
We'll have to kind of get into it.
That's right. No, I mean, selling your images is a great way to make a few extra bucks and get your name out there. I mean, we talked about that on last week's show, even giving your images away and using, selling stock images or licensing your images, but maybe giving a few of them away as kind of a loss leader to get people onto the site. It's really a great way to go. I know a lot of photographers really want to, maybe even those who do it as a hobby, want to sell fine art photography. Right. And this is a great way to do it.
Absolutely. So we got a question, I think it was this week, on Facebook from, I think his name was Roger Brown. Isn't that right?
Yeah, from Roger Brown. He said, hi, I'm looking at the Nikon D7100 and am unable to find any info saying if the camera offers the ability to make lens calibrations. Yeah. Can someone point me to a link or let me know if it's possible with a D7100? By the way, love the show.
Nice. Thank you very much, Roger.
Thanks, Roger.
Appreciate that. Finding links to, what cameras allow for lens, fine calibration, autofocus lens calibration. It's hard. It's not the easiest thing to do. I'm a very big fan of the D7000. Now that the D7100 is out, I will probably be equal of a fan of it. I have not got a chance to play with it as of yet. So, but as far as does it allow for adjustment for autofocus lens calibration, it does. So you're definitely in luck when it comes to that. There is certain cameras that do, certain cameras that don't. People just, people these days understand that how important it is to do lens calibration. Obviously, a sponsor does,
sure.
Focus Pyramid, they specialize in lens calibration. But as far as lens calibration, for me, as a photographer, lens calibration is so important because every lens is slightly different. Every time you strap on a new lens, there is a slight variance in where that lens, actually the light hits the sensor and how the whole thing is put together. These variances are what the calibration is supposed to fix. For years, I'd always have to send my, camera body as well as lens, as well as lens into Canon or whatnot. Can you calibrate this? And it would go out of calibration, not regularly, but on a good, let's say, often.
Sure. Well, shooting 250,000 images a year, I mean,
it beats them.
It's bound to go out.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm just stating a fact.
No, but yeah. So
it's a lot of images to shoot. There's a lot of wear and tear.
Can I just tell you? I just want a side note. I was shooting an event the other day. I don't think I told this to anyone on the last show, but anyways, so I was shooting an event the other day, and it was a big event. It was like 450. 500 people. Mayor was there. It was like this big shindig. Anyways, over at the Kravis Center, and I'm looking at through the viewfinder. And I'm like, everything's so dark. I'm like, is it my eye? I'm like, am I squint? I'm looking down the barrel. I'm like, what the heck is going on? It's so dark. And I'm taking a picture and it's just going click and it's not doing anything. I'm looking down the lens and now it's slightly blurry, but it's not. I'm like, what the frick? I've never seen this before. Guys, I popped off the lens. And when I popped off the lens, what else popped off is the mirror from the inside launched out and hit the floor. I had to pick up the mirror and stuff it in my pocket and use the backup camera around my neck. I mean,
I thought you were going to say you had the lens cap on. I was going to say,
no, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, but not that much of an idiot. But I've never had this ever before. So yeah, it was a 5D and the damn mirror actually just launched out of the camera and I had to pick it up. So anyways, back to the lens calibration. Calibrating your lens is just so important. And a lot of people now are starting to buy camera bodies based on this, requirement, let's just call it. Because, getting it right in the camera is so important. And taking a shot and thinking that it's in focus and then later on reviewing it and saying, damn, I focused on their eyes, but the tip of their nose is perfectly clear and I can see every hair on their nose, but their eyelashes are blurry. That pisses me off. Yeah, I mean, it makes me nuts. It can make a perfect shot into a crap shot in just a moment. And you actually think you have it, but you don't have it. And it's not your fault. Yeah. So anyways, yes, there's, I think what we need to do is put like a list of cameras that are currently, that we have, kind of like a short list that we put together of Canon, Nikon, Sony, Olympus, and Pentax that actually do this lens calibration.
Yeah, sure.
We could put them into the notes, right?
We can throw it up in the show notes,
right.
Sure.
I'm sure you've experienced something similar with your camera, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? My camera does not do micro adjustments for the autofocus. So, but luckily mine is not far off. I've tested it. Focus Pyramid has sent us a sample, of course, right. Before they came on as an advertiser. And, I checked out my camera to see how it was. And with my lenses, they were pretty close. They were pretty close. They weren't perfect, but they were pretty close. So at least now I know, where it's focusing and I can kind of manually adjust for it.
Right.
But, by focusing, on the tip of the nose, it was only just slightly off. So.
Yeah. So on the Nikon side, since the question has to do with Nikon, we'll rattle off some Nikons that are currently doing it. You got the D7000. That was like the first, let's say, one that's doing it. Lower end, let's just say, or middle ground. Yeah, that's the D7000, the D7100, the D300, D300S, D700, D800, D3, D3S, D3X, the D4, and the new, the D800. I love that camera too. That's a fantastic.
It's a whole lot of Ds.
A lot of Ds,
Yes.
a lot of Nikon. But like we said, Canon, Sony, Olympus, Pentax all have cameras that do this lens calibration internal to the camera, where you can calibrate each lens specific to the body. So as that meanders around,
cool.
you can kind of fine tune it. So anyways, I hope that answers the question, Roger, and thank you very much for asking it. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have a similar type of question regarding calibration. So before we go any further, we have another listener that called in a voicemail, and his name was Fred Pfeiffer from Chicago. Let's go ahead and hear from him.
Hello, gentlemen. This is Fred Pfeiffer from Chicago. You guys gave me a shout-out on your program on Monday. I'd complained about the swoosh that was on the audio version of your show. And today, Thursday, I actually got a chance to watch you guys on tape or on video on my computer. And you guys are a bunch of cool dudes. Love your show. Like I said, I just found you guys on Stitcher, looking for a bunch of photography blogs, and fell in love with your show. Although it's only my third time listening, I've become a fast fan. The question I have, I've been a photographer almost 55 years, so I'm a kind of old guy, and I want to get a website with all my pictures, because I've been selling my photos, to friends and family and other people that I've met throughout my life that want to buy my pictures as I've traveled all over the world and shot all kinds of cool things. And I'm struggling with which website to use as my photography website. I've been looking at Folio, and I think the other one's called Foursquare or Corner Square or something like that, as well as a number of other websites that offer you free the 30-day trial or so on. See, who would you guys recommend? I'm a professional photographer. I want to get the work out. I want to be able to sell my pictures online, post my albums online, and just trying to find the absolute best bang for the buck. And congratulations on your upcoming 100th anniversary. That is a remarkable accomplishment. And I look forward to listening to your 1,000th broadcast. All right, guys. Take care, and great show. Appreciate it.
That is awesome.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Fred. I don't know. What do you?
Yeah, thank
1,000.
you. 1,000. I don't know, man.
God.
That's going to be a long time from now.
Time. 10 times as long. That'd be what, 20 years or so? I don't know. Yeah. I tell you what, photography is ever changing. It continues to iterate. It used to be, every 5 years, every 3 years, every year. Now it's like every 6 months, there's something new out there. So as long as, you guys want to hear us or see us, we're going to keep on doing it. So, we'll be around.
We'll be around.
We're having fun. We're enjoying you all. So once again, Fred, that was just a stellar voicemail. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do, since Fred's question really is a little bit more involved, what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and answer it on our next show, on episode 101. That way we can kind of dive into it a little bit more, talk about some different options, talk about things that we would recommend, and give us, since we're already kind of running long here, right, Joe?
Yeah, that's what we do. That's
That's our thing.
That's our thing. Yes, we don't mean to, but it just we can't shut up. Anyway, so yeah, we'll definitely that's definitely a rabbit hole. It's a deep hole, and we'd like to get into it a little bit more. Let's say specifically. So yeah, listen to or watch show 101, and we'll definitely cover the answer to that to the best of our ability.
Absolutely.
So
you know what? Let's get into our giveaway.
Yes, giveaway. It's time.
Yes. So in celebration of our 100th episode, we wanted to do something special for you guys, for the listeners, for the viewers out there. And so we're going to give away a bunch of stuff from our sponsors.
Nice.
And our sponsor, ShootProof, has offered 2 one-year subscriptions to their 5,000 photos plan, which has a value of $200 each. So that's pretty nice.
That's nice.
Lexar has come on board, and they're giving us 2 memory cards to give away. We have a 64 gigabyte SDXC card. It has a $60 value. And we have a 16 gigabyte 800X compact flash card. That's a $50 value that we're going to give away. And Focus Pyramid is going to give away 5 pyramids, and they're valued at $25 a piece.
Awesome.
Which is really cool. So on when you hear this, when it launches on tax day, April 15th, we are going to let it run for the week. And then we're going to select our 9 winners on Friday, April 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Right. Okay, that way it's not too late for us, and we can actually get everybody selected. Exactly. So, and just throw a little legal at you. You must be a legal resident of the U.S. and be 18 years of age or older as of Monday, April 15th. And we'll contact the winners by email and also announce them on episode 101. And that'll air on Monday, April 22nd.
Excellent. Always love giveaways, you know?
Yeah, giveaways are fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Giveaways are great. So get in before next Friday ends and get a chance of winning.
Absolutely.
Odds are good. We got 9 prizes to give away. Yeah. So good stuff.
I could use that 800X compact flash, that 16 gig. That
sure.
is a fast CF card. I like that.
That's real nice.
Then I mean, this is good stuff. So you got almost getting close to $1,000 worth of stuff. So definitely get in there. And but I tell you what, Trev, this is like we always do. We're running late. We need to get out of here before this file is so big that people are upset with us having to download it.
Having to download it, I know, right? Yeah, all right. So thanks again, everybody. Our 100th episode. We really appreciate you guys sticking by us all this time. So Joe, if our listeners and viewers want to connect with you, what's the best way to reach you?
The easiest way is through Twitter. You can go to @JosephChristina, and that is Christina without an H.
Great. And you can connect with me on Twitter. It's @TrevorCurrent.
Perfect. All right, guys, we are out of here. You can get show notes from this episode by visiting digitalphotographycafe.com/100. And don't forget, if you enjoy the show, please give us a 5-star review in iTunes. Help spread the word through Twitter. And now you can give us a call through our new comment line by visiting digitalphotographycafe.com/love. So keep your questions and comments coming, and we'll see you next week.
You've been watching the Digital Photography Cafe show with Trevor Current and Joseph Christina. Be sure to subscribe to the show for free in iTunes or through RSS. You can also listen on Stitcher and TuneIn Radio and watch in HD on TiVo. Visit digitalphotographycafe.com for show notes and to connect with your hosts.